Greetings students. Today we are going to learn about one of USA's leading mass media company, Viacom. Most of us, at least one, must have heard the name of the company Viacom. Let us know this company in a much better way. Viacom Inc., short for Video and Audio Communications, is an American global mass media company with interests primarily in, but not limited to, cinema and cable television. As of 2010, it was the world's fourth largest media conglomerate behind the Walt Disney Company, Time Warner, and News Corporation. Viacom is owned in majority by National Amusements, Inc., a privately owned theater company based in Dedham, Massachusetts, USA. National Amusements hold another controlling stake in CBS Corporation. The current Viacom was created on December 31, 2005 as a spin-off from CBS Corporation, which changed its name from Viacom to CBS at the same time. However, Sumner Redstone through National Amusements retains majority control of Viacom. Predecessor firms of Viacom include Gulf Western, which later became Paramount Communications Inc., and Westinghouse Electric Corporation. Comprising BET Networks, MTV Networks, and Paramount Pictures, Viacom operates approximately 170 networks, reaching approximately 700 million subscribers in 160 countries. In March 2005, the prior Viacom announced plans of looking into splitting the company into two publicly traded companies. The company was not only dealing with a stagnating stock price, but also the rivalry between Leslie Moonves and Tom Freston, longtime heads of MTV Networks. In addition, the company was facing issues after MTV was banned from producing any more Super Bowl halftime shows after the Super Bowl halftime show controversy of 2004. Viacom and DirecTV reached an agreement on July 20 to return the interrupted programming. In 2012, CEO Philip Dorman began to report Viacom's intentions to bundle past programming and make it available on demand via services like Hulu.
We use Rating 6 and social fairly regularly within our regular reporting to show that off-site and social story to how people are engaging with our brands. My name is Scott Calise. I'm the Director of Digital Research for Viacom Media Networks within the Entertainment and Games Group. That includes channels like Comedy Central and TV Land. It's giving us a new window into that the voice of the consumer or of the fan for us to understand how they're engaging or interacting with our shows. We look at it a lot to see themes of how they're talking about the shows or how they're interacting with the shows. So is it driving people back to the website? One thing that stands out as what social allowed us to see that we probably couldn't see before was last October with the Rally to Restore Sanity and/or Fear. As the momentum was growing with the rally and what it was going to be, we couldn't give fans a lot of details because we didn't know them. It was developing. So fans started doing it on their own. They started organizing. We could actually see it in social and see how they were talking to one another. The analogy is made. It's the largest focus group, ever. You're mining thousands of tweets. It's giving us that window into it that we didn't have before, without doing traditional research like an actual focus group that is very costly and usually a smaller sample set.
As with the old Viacom, the current company owns Viacom International, which is the formal owner of copyrights associated with Viacom's corporate website and its cable networks. This division now owns the rights to majority of Elvis Presley films made for Paramount Pictures such as Blue Hawaii and King Creole. It also continues to focus on its own in-house productions made for its various networks.
TV viewers discovering and consuming content in ever more new ways. What impact has this behaviour had on the way you create content?
massive impact. I think our biggest learnings over the last probably 5 years is that we have to invest more in research and insight, more in content that travels across every platform, so certainly beyond the cinema screen or linear television. We have to ensure that we have much more significant rights to content. And more important today than ever, we need to ensure that we have brand-defining content that will travel beyond the branded television channel, so it can live on its own on a non-linear platform just as well as it can on a linear platform. So that means integrating branding and ownership of right from the artist all the way through to the actual show. So there's been massive change over the last 5 years, and it's significant even now, more and more change.
It's really interesting, okay. And what do you find most interesting about the intertwining of linear TV and social networks?
Well, it's interesting. For us, it's been a given for the audience to want to interact with our content. Our audience, the millennial audience, are born connected, so they expect to be able to interact with us in some way. And I think you could arguably say that MTV was the first brand to do social TV before social TV even existed. Back many, many years ago when Microsoft first launched Instant Messenger, we integrated that into the TV channel so that people could talk to the VJ. So that was kind of the first element of social interaction with the TV channel. And of course today, now for MTV at least, that brand is the most socially active in Europe. So we're here in a European conference, so MTV is number one many, many months, and we're always trending 1, 2 or 3 on Twitter. Some of our brands exceed 40 million friends on Facebook. For example, SpongeBob and South Park both exceed 40 million friends on Facebook. So social's at the heart of everything we do.
The previous board of directors of Viacom were George S. Abraham, David Anderman, Joseph Califano Jr., William Cohen, Philip Dorman, Alan C. Greenberg, Charles Phillips, Shari Redstone, Summer Redstone, Frederick Salerno, William Schwartz, and Robert D. Walter. Following the Viacom-CBS split, the Viacom board consisted of George S. Abrams, Philip Dorman, Thomas E. Dole, Ellen V. Futter, Robert Kraft, Alan Greenberg, Charles Phillips, Sumner Redstone, Chairman, Shari Redstone, Non-Executive Vice Chair, Frederick Salerno, and William Schwartz. As of 2010, the board consists of John Abrams, Philip Dorman, Thomas E. Dole, Alan Greenberg, Robert Kraft, Blythe McGravy, Charles Phillips, Shari E. Redstone, Summer M. Redstone, Frederick Salerno, and William Schwartz. In February 2007, Viacom sent upwards of 1 lakh DMCA takedown notices to the video sharing site YouTube. Of the 1 lakh notices, approximately 60 to 70 non-infringing videos were removed under the auspices of copyright infringement. On March 13, 2007, Viacom filed a $1 billion legal claim, Viacom International Inc., YouTube Inc., against Google and YouTube, alleging massive copyright infringement, alleging that users frequently uploaded copyrighted material to YouTube, enough to cause a hit in revenue for Viacom and a gain in advertisement revenue for YouTube. The complaint contended that almost 160,000 unauthorized clips of Viacom's programming were made available on YouTube, and that these clips had collectively been viewed more than 1.5 billion times. In July 2008, the case generated controversy when District Judge Louis Stanton ruled that YouTube was required to hand over data detailing the viewing habits of every user who had ever watched videos on the site. Judge Stanton rejected Viacom's request for YouTube to hand over the source code of its search engine system, saying that the code was a trade secret. Google and Viacom later agreed to allow Google to anonymize all the data before handing it over to Viacom. On June 23, 2010, Judge Stanton ruled in Google's favor in a motion for summary judgment, holding that Google was protected by provisions of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, notwithstanding evidence of intentional copyright infringement. Viacom announced its intention to appeal the ruling. On April 5, 2012, the ruling was overturned by the United States Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit. Writing for a 2-judge panel because Judge Roger Minor had passed away while the trial was pending of the Second Circuit, Judge Jose A. Cabranes concluded that a reasonable jury could find that YouTube had actually knowledge or awareness of specific infringing activity on its website. According to Eric Goldman, a professor at the Santa Clara University School of Law, expressed concern that the ruling would negatively affect startups by making them more hair-trigger on taking down news or content for fear that failure to do so will be held against them by content providers. So students, we got to know about the various aspects of Viacom. Hope you must have got useful information about the company. Good day.